Hey folks, how's everybody doing? Oh, lost people. Alright, I'm going to send out some alerts real quick and get on to painting. Alright, so I am working on this boy still. I did a little work off camera, and we're getting kind of, sort of, close to the end. I mean, not really, but kind of, sort of. Let's see. Working on his weapon, basically. Mostly focusing on the axe right now. Trying to get to the point where I can move on from that. So I'm just going to send out this notification real quick. And one more. Wish I had a way to just like do a whole bunch of these at once. That would be much easier. Alright, so my plan for this is to start highlighting, and then we'll do some weathering. Well, highlighting, and then I mapped out some spots for checkerboard. We got to do the teeth on here too. So that's kind of the all-around plan. So I think what we'll do first is do some highlighting. I think that's a good place to start. Alright, so this is where we're at on this weapon, this axe. Mapped out spots for checkerboard. Did all the washes and everything last night. So now we can really just start highlighting. So we'll go with this copper first. So I need this other palette. So how's everybody's Saturday? Mine was pretty good. I had class this morning. just watch some TV in the... Whoa, that's a lot. That's way more than I intended on. Hakiri, what's up, man? How you doing? Acrylics. I mostly use, for the most part, I use Games Workshop and Vallejo. But I do have some other stuff that I use, but that's the majority of it is, oh god, why? Games Workshop and Vallejo. So I am just going to be starting putting on some of these highlights on this axe. Brushes, I use, well, lately I've been using these, I don't know how you say it, Isabe, whatever. These black ones are pure red sable. These red ones are red sable synthetic mix. These are just kind of been my workhorse ones, because well, not this one, sorry. Yeah, this one. Other than that, I use Raphael 8404s. But I use this synthetic and sable blend for just kind of workhorse brushes for, you know, ones that, for jobs I don't care if it does too much damage. And I save disables for the stuff that's a little more delicate that I want to keep fairly. Good point on these brushes. So I'm gonna thin this down just a tiny bit. The synthetics are a little bit stiffer. Not a whole lot, but yeah, a little bit. This ice bay that I have here is a number 2. It's not got the belly I like. I tried when I was ordering these. They were out of the size 3, which really would have been ideal. Because I have the 3 in the sable synthetic mix, and the belly is nice on it. But this number 2 is just a little bit thin. So what I'm going to do for these copper highlights is I'm going to bring back the base color just with the copper itself. Then I'll mix in a little bit of this Secret Weapon brass casings color to do a second highlight. A paint that I've really taken a liking to. This guy is the first time that I used that paint, but it's really nice. Kind of want to make me try some of their other metallics. But I really dig the Vallejo model color air metallics. Those are great metals. Very nice. So I'm not covering this whole area. I'm just kind of trying to bring back a little bit of this base coat. Still leaving the stuff in the recesses dark. In this guy, I have a lot of hours because I don't play the games. I just like to paint. So I spend a lot of time. I don't know. And this guy probably, let's see, let me get him in focus here. In this guy, I've probably got, I don't know, probably 25, 30 hours into this guy right now. And a lot of it was the leather, to be honest. Leather took a long time. The rest of it went fairly quickly. This is a new skin color that I've been liking a lot. It's this more desaturated green with purple in the shadows. I still like the bright, shiny, the bright, kind of highlighted out to yellow, kind of cartoony skin. I still dig that, but I've been liking doing this lately. So I still have, well, I mean, he's probably 80% finished. I gotta finish up, obviously, both of these weapons, in the boots, obviously. And the weapons will probably be another few hours, because I want to do weathering and rust effects also, and some battle damage on these. But I spend a lot of time on these guys because I don't have any reason to go quickly. I don't play the game, so I don't have to get things on the table. The only thing people generally would spend this much time on a model is like a special character model. Because this guy really, as far as the game goes, this guy's just a grunt. He's pretty expendable. So most people would just slap some skin color on these guys and, one or maybe two highlights and basically call them good. But I have no reason to do that, so I paint them all like they're special. Because why not? Alright, and I haven't done commissions. I would, I guess, if somebody asked me to. I've never done them. I wouldn't even know how to price them, to be honest, but I wouldn't be opposed to the idea as long as it wasn't like, like if someone said paint a 2,000 point army for me, I'd be like, fuck you. There's no way. But if somebody wanted just a couple few models, yeah, I would be into that. Because if I'm going to paint, 100 models, it's going to be for myself, not for someone else's army. Plus it would take so damn long. And to be honest, like, most people would probably want like Space Marines painted, and I really honestly don't have any interest in painting Space Marines at all. Like, the majority of those models are so boring. I pretty much just paint these orcs. Oh, nice. I'd like to peep that. Yeah, it's fun, man. I did it when I was young, and I took many, many, many years off, and I wish I would have got back into it a lot sooner. Yeah, I'm just using daylight LEDs. That's about as serious as I'm getting with it. I don't need to do much more than that, honestly. Alright, so I'm going to mix in a little bit of this secret weapon. Hopefully, I'm just going to get some fresh out here, because that stuff's looking weird. I don't know why it was so chunky that last bit. That looks a lot better. Living in New Taipei City, Taiwan. It is morning here. It is 1:22 a.m. So I'm not sure what my mix is going to be here. I'm just going to kind of do it until it looks good. I want it to be brighter, obviously. I don't know how well these are going to mix. But we'll give it a try. Okay, that seems to be a little brighter. Yeah, they're mixing okay, I guess. It's kind of weird when you mix two different brands metallics. They can have a weird interaction. But let's see. Huh? Can't really tell much difference. Let's mix in more of this. More of this brass color. See what that looks like. Right on. Yeah, I mean most of these paints mix well. It's just the metallics that can be a little bit finicky about mixing different brands. But generally, yeah, I mix a lot of these different brands together. Generally, don't have any problems. So metallics are a weird animal. This has to do with, I think, how fine the metal is ground, the metal powder. Probably has something to do with the carrier as well. Because it feels like, I mean, this secret weapon paint feels like it has a different carrier than the Vallejo. Like it might be more of a gel carrier than a straight regular acrylic. But I'm really just hitting these edges with this color. It's kind of a lot of paint to mix up for the tiny little bit that's being applied, but whatevs, right? Man, I'm super shaky tonight. How about layering? Yes. A lot of this is too, man. A lot of, like, this skin is mostly, you know, glazing, so you're using, you know, really thin transparent layers or translucent layers and building up. So, you know, a lot of times your undercolor, your base color, and your any underpainting you do is affected, or affects rather, your layers that go on top of that. All right, so oh, I need to hit that part too. I forgot about the back. Alright, so I have this Secret Weapon brass casings paint. And I'm highlighting this this part here. And I'm not going to do everything. This is basically just an edge highlight. On these upward facing bits. And I want to hit just these little parts in between these grates, or the grating, whatever. Alright, that's pretty good. The paints aren't really that expensive, honestly. Games Workshop, the Citadel stuff is a little more pricey, but like these, you know, these are what, like 17 ounce. Generally, they're about 17 ounce bottles, and or 17 milliliter bottles. They're about, you know, $3 to $4-ish, more or less, depending on where you get them. Then these are 12s for the same price, sometimes a little more, depending on where you get them. So they're actually not too bad. Really, the money goes into, oh, there's another color I don't have. Oh, there's another color I don't have. But, I mean, a lot of these they mix so easily. You know, you can just do a lot of mixing yourself, and it's generally pretty fine. It's just every once in a while. God damn it, this cat. Either come in or go out. Pick one. Thing is, though, like a lot of times, you know, when you buy paints, you end up finding, just randomly buying stuff, you find a color that you never thought about before, and then it ends up being one of your favorite paints. And plus, if you're army painting, I mean, it's like so much easier to just have the same thing and not have to mix it all the time. Because that time mixing is time that you're not painting. This cat's driving me crazy tonight. Okay, what was I doing? All right, so moving on to the silver. What is your trouble with blue? My trouble with blue and these acrylics is that, like, a lot of people complain about reds because they're real transparent, but I actually like that. Where blues My problems with blues is that they have a lot of white in them. And they end up going really chalky really quick. Especially when you're glazing them on. So I honestly, and fortunately I don't have a lot of need to paint a lot of blue, so that's cool. This is going to be a very tricky spot. So just need to barely touch that edge without hitting the main body of the axe. And I don't need to be super intricate with this because I'm going to be doing weathering and rust, so I just really kind of need to just get that impression on there of the highlight. Edge highlight anyway. And then I can worry about going back and touching up the rivets and stuff later after I do the weathering. Because that's all going to get blown out anyway. Alright, thanks, Paul. Thanks for stopping in, man. I appreciate it. Hope you have a good day. Alright, so I'm just doing a slight edge highlight in this silver. Like I said, I'm not being super I don't know what word I'm looking for. I'm not trying to do it super well, let's put it that way, because a lot of the rust and weathering is going to cover this anyway. I'm just going to do a little bit on here, just on the corner. And like I said, a lot of this is going to get covered, but we'll do it now anyway, because we can always do more later. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Let's move on to the red. Oh, this cat's killing me. Here, take this out. If you want to play with it out there. Okay. So this chopper. Different layout today? No, same. Whoa, I'm all blown out. Hold on, what's going on? Something weird. Hold on. Hold on. Alright, there we go, okay. That's better. I don't know why this keeps resetting. These settings keep resetting and I don't know why. Alright, there There we go. Okay. That looks better. Robert Montgomery is back. What's up, brother? So what are you up to today, Mr. Ham? Gonna do some riding? Or you gotta work? What's going on? Yeah, I don't know why this camera keeps resetting. It's super weird. It's never done that before. That's a pretty recent thing. I don't know why it is doing that, but it's super annoying. So hopefully this looks better. Alright, so I have this red out. While it's out, I'm also going to do this optic, the highlights on that. I know it looks garbage right now because nothing else is painted, but it will look better once there's some other colors on there. So for this too, I'm gonna just do a basic edge highlight on this. And the upward facing parts, I'm gonna hit a little bit more of a highlight. But the rest of it, it's just gonna stay dull. And again, this isn't real important either because of rust and weathering that's gonna come later. But I do want to lighten it up a bit. So basically, I'm just hitting the upward facing edges. And we're going to leave everything else nice and dull. And that's pretty much all I'm doing for this. Alright, so that's where we're at with that. Day off today, nice. So what will you do on your day off? I am going to cover a bit more of this optic than I did the red part of the chopper, because this is not going to be weathered quite as heavily as the weapon. It'll still get the treatment, but not quite as much. Oh, we're a little bit thin here. It is going to get a treatment of some weathering, but not quite as much as the chopper. I'm just mostly going to hit the tops of these parts, just to brighten them back up a little bit. I'm going to leave the parts where they join together are going to remain dark. so we'll give them a couple coats. And this part here, I'm just going to kind of come down along the sides here, brighten just this part up. I'm kind of doing this in lines so that I'll have a little bit of texture going down into the shadow part. I don't know how well you can see that, but so I'm going for that kind of texture. Dude, what? I really don't understand what's going on with this camera. Give me 1 second here. This thing is being super, super weird. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this, but whatever. Day off looking for California to reopen, namely your gym. Hoping so. Yeah, I hope so too, man. Ork Butcher, Squig Pie Maker with crap bits. Man, you're full of ideas. Good ones at that. That would be fun. That would require a lot of scratch building stuff, for sure, and sculpting. Which I am not good at with like this green stuff and Tamiya putties. Like polymer clay and stuff I can actually sculpt somewhat decently, but these epoxy putties are a lot different, and I haven't really gotten a grip on them yet. The best I can really do with them right now is reposition arms and fill in the gaps that I make. Beyond that, I'm pretty useless with the epoxy putties. But I mean, it's probably mostly just from inexperience. I haven't really tried that much with them, so. I'm not saying if I messed with it that I'd be great at it, but I could probably at least be better than I am. Because right now I'm pretty shit with them. I'm not good at all. Not good at all. Alright, so optics a little bit refreshed. I decided for the lens, before Fancy like Stardust to buy. Yeah, right. Do you see? Oh, thanks. But man, I tell you what, Plasticard is a lot different than green stuff. I did so very little with any putty on that guy. The most I've done with any putty, where'd he go? Is this guy. That's just repositioning this arm. This was for that for the Painting 101 video about posing. That's the extent of my ability right now. But I mean, I really should play with it more. I just haven't. I just don't. Yeah, thanks, man. That was fun. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just kind of doing it as I went along, and honestly, I'm just glad it turned out as well as it did. I was honestly pretty worried about the whole ordeal. But I learned a lot, and that's, you know, that's kind of really the thing. I am sort of a kinesthetic learner, so I usually learn best by doing. And I mean, I did watch some videos and stuff, like, because I like to, and I thought it would be helpful to at least know something going in. And but yeah, it turned out okay. I mean, I'm satisfied with it. Now, looking back at it, there's some things I wish I would have done differently, but it's okay. It's all good. I like them, and, you know, there's things that could be better, but whatever. All right. Cool. Yeah, I'm still working on getting him painted, because I'm actually making a video of painting him. But also, I've just had this guy sitting around for a long time, and I had the skin done, pretty much done for quite a while, and he was just sitting there, and I was like, man, I should just finish him. So I'm gonna bang him out real quick, then I'll finish the Demolitionist for that video. And I say bang him out real quick, right? I spend 7 hours on just leather. That was ridiculous. Okay. So now I need to decide, do I want to do the checkerboard now? Oh, that's right, there's a spot I forgot to paint. So let's take care of that now. Yeah, I can't wait either, man. Once this guy's done, I'm gonna get back into that. I mean, it's mostly filmed, it's mostly, I mean, it kind of doesn't look like it, but he's actually mostly done. I just gotta do the weapon bundle, the boots, and the weathering and damage. Head's done, except for one tiny little bit, and that's going to be easy to finish. That'll be no time. And then yeah, he's ready. He'll be finished. So not long. It shouldn't take long to finish that. I have a spot on the back of this axe that I forgot to paint. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna need 2 colors for this spot. The main color is gonna be this black metal, and that's for the main body of this. Orks. And then there's a little, like a hose clamp thing. And I'm not sure what color I'm going to do that yet, but that needs to be done as well. This is a bit of a tricky spot because I really don't want to hit this brass color at all. Okay. And I need to do the same thing over here, but man, I have like no access to this part. Like there's a bunch of stuff in the way here. And so I have to do this very carefully. Because a lot of this I actually can't see the point of my brush. So I'm just guessing. Alright, looks like I didn't hit anything bad. So that is success, I think. Alright. I need a little bit more of this copper color. And let's see if I can get some out of here. Still fresh inside. Still mostly fresh inside. Okay. So I just have this one little hose clamp. And it's right in here. And I really don't want to touch the hose at all. Because the zenithal prime on that hose came out like pretty much perfectly, and I think that would look really good if I just do contrast paint on that. And that's actually a style choice. Not a lazy choice. I actually want to have that look of that part. Because I think that will look pretty good. Okay, I'm satisfied with that. I'm gonna have to change this water. Awesome. Okay. I need to sit up straight here for a minute. My back. Getting pretty sore. Alright, so what are you up to today, Robert? What do you got going on? Where are you in the world, by the way? You always seem to catch these late streams. Well, it's late for me. So I'm assuming it's morning, probably either morning or evening for you. Just a guess. I don't know where you live. Okay, so for the hose on this, I'm thinking about blue. That's gray. What's that? That's black, Templar. Oh, there we go. Kellyan blue. Let's see. Let me look at my lid, my test patch lid. That's not exactly the color I had in mind. That's the only blue contrast I have. So maybe it will be red also. Actually, you know what? I can just thin it down a little bit. That'll be fine. I can just thin it. I don't want that. I want this. And we'll do a little test. See what kind of color we got. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Okay, glasses. Okay. I don't want to go super heavy with this. Just want it to be nice and even. That's what I'm going to be most concerned with, is just getting it nice and even on here. I think that'll do just fine. That'll actually be nice with a little bit of verdigris around there. Favorite wash? Actually have a new favorite wash. Which is the Strong Tone. Really liking this. It's new to me. I always just used the GW washes before. But the Strong Tone I really dig. I found I'm using it for pretty much everything that I used to use Agrex for. And I like it a lot better. Devlin Mud, I don't think they make Devlin Mud anymore. But that was nice. It was a bit richer than the Agrex. But yeah, right now, yeah, Strong Tone's my favorite, like, overall. And I have a couple different things that I guess would be my favorite for different applications. Like my general metal washes, one that I mixed up is basically for GW would be like Null Oil, Dreckenhoff Nightshade, and Agrex. And that actually looks pretty nice over almost every metal. All of these different metals on this chopper were all done with that same wash. They look nice. Is it cheap? I don't know. Honestly, it came in Asset Drop Discovery Box a month or two ago. And yeah, I love it. I have quickly fallen in love with that. Okay, so I think it's about time to actually start these checkerboards. So for this, I'm going to use black gray as my black, because I don't want to go all the way black. And for the white, I'm going to use ivory, because I don't want to go all the way white either. Yeah, I'm not sure how much the Army Painter stuff costs, because it's not readily available here. So I honestly haven't looked into the pricing on it, because everything that I can't buy locally is going to be a lot more expensive just because of shipping. Shipping to Taiwan from most places is kind of expensive. Which is weird, because shipping from Taiwan to other places is quite cheap. I don't really know how that works. So I'm going to, I think I'm going to lay out the ivory first. Get this chunky out here. I'm going to lay out the ivory first. I'm just going to thin it down a little bit. Where's my, okay. Just a little bit of flow aid. Just a tiny bit. And I will start kind of blocking these checkerboards out. So I'm going to use the lines, the horizontal lines are going to be these indents that are in the sculpt. And I just drew out some lines for the vertical separations. They're not straight, but they didn't really need to be, because they were just kind of for blocking out just the size. This is how I generally like to do the checkerboard. I'll start with the lighter color. I usually draw it on with a marker or a pencil first. just so I can make sure that I can get a fairly decent consistency and size. In the squares. And this being a triangle shape, you know, they're not going to be, it's not going to be the best, but this top is going to be kind of the, well, I mean, not really tricky part, but just getting this line down the middle straight is going to be the hardest. It's not going to be, shouldn't be too hard, but just want to make sure that it's nice and straight down the middle. The funny thing is my lines are actually straighter with a brush than they are using the pen, which is usually the other way around. But okay, so this one's gonna start there. I realize you guys can't see anything I'm doing here, but this is the angle at which I have to do this. So I apologize. I keep talking about just wanting to get this guy done, and then I do stupid stuff like more leather detail. Oh, let's do checkerboard. I fully comprehend the contradictions there. Oh, that was a bad go right there. Okay, so that's mostly blocked in. So this should be dry. I'm gonna go ahead and do a second coat on here. This is actually going a bit more smoothly than I anticipated, which is nice. So I'm just really trying to concentrate here. Okay. Checkerboard's fun, looks nice, but it can be super nerve-wracking. And this isn't even the worst part. The worst part is when you start putting the black in. You gotta fix the mistakes you made with the black, and then you gotta fix the mistakes you made while fixing the mistakes. It's not even really hard, it's just tedious. Very tedious. Okay, well, I think that's a good start. Alright, so the black. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to add a little bit of flow aid to this, just so it moves. I don't want it to be real thin. I just want it to move well. Okay. And this is the part where you start to sweat. You know, some people like to try to do squares. I actually like to do tiny lines where I can, especially the edges. The squares that are on the edge, I much prefer to do little lines. I think it's a lot easier. I do them about halfway through and then make them a little bit longer to fill in the whole square. Okay. Oh, I hate this part. Makes me sweat so bad. Fortunately, because of the shape of this, a lot of these are actually edges. So I can just do my little line thing. And this doesn't need to be perfect either because, again, damage and weathering. So I really just kind of get it blocked in and that'll be good enough. looks a little bit weird, but that's because of the shape of the shape of this area. And there's nothing I can do about that. Can't really change the shape of the sculpt. Okay. Well, it's not perfect, but it's good enough. I could probably fix it. Well, I don't know. I mean, I might fix up that. There's one little square on the top I could fix up. But like I said, damaging. Oh, sorry. Yeah, here you go. This is, come on, focus. Focus, hello? I don't know. I'm having issues with this camera today for some reason. That's where we're at on the checkerboard. So it's a weird shape, so the checks are they look kind of weird, but that's just because it's a triangle. They actually are pretty square. It's just the shape of this area. If I can get through this whole thing without really messing up, that's going to be pretty amazing. Because honestly, I've never, ever had checks go this smoothly before. So like I said, I'm just doing little lines to fill in the area. Everybody has their own way they like to do these. This is just how I prefer to do it. So some people like to do try to draw the squares. And that never works for me. If that works for you, that's awesome, but it never seems to work for me. And I need to figure out what I'm going to do on this little edge here. I think I'm just going to do that and call it good. Because damage and rust is going to take care of that. Okay, so I guess that's pretty much done. Ah, cool. Thanks, man. Like I said, I just drew it out first with a pen. Just found my center and then divided the center into halves. And yeah, oh, this one's a little bit wonky. Hold on. And then just drew them out. And like I said, I like to just do these little lines and go further out towards like that. Just kind of each line moves out a little bit, and yeah. Don't scud myself. Yeah, no kidding. That's for sure. Alright, so those are actually the same colors as the shoulder pad. This is almost black and the almost white, which to me looks a lot better than going full black and full white. It looks black and white here, obviously, but it's not. I'm going to try to not wreck everything here and fix just one little spot. Alright, like I said, battle damage is going to fix a lot of that, so yeah. I mean, it's kind of weird because of the shape. I didn't totally take that into consideration before I did that, thinking now you're only going to see like 3 or 4 full checks, but whatever. Okay, that was kind of tense. So I'm going to take a break a second. And I can probably start moving on to I don't know if I want to do a highlight on that hose or not. I might. Can probably start moving on to actually doing the weathering and rust. And I do need to do his fingernails, the claws, yet. But I have not decided if I want to do them like the teeth or if I want to do them black with like a blue-gray highlight. I like them both ways, to tell you the truth. I'm just not sure which one I want to do yet. Okay, I kind of have too many paints out here, but I want to keep this out. I don't need this. Actually, don't even need that in. I can put that in my seconds drawer. The red, I'm almost done with. But I am done with these two, so I put these away. I'm gonna do one more edge highlight real quick. Evil Sun Scarlet. I'm going to mute this real quick while I throw it on the mixer. Okay. And I'm just doing an edge highlight. With the Evil Sun Scarlet. Just hitting these upward facing parts of that grate. And I might as well do this too while we're at it, right? So this one I'm just literally slapping this. Because I want this to have a little bit of texture as well. So all these rounded parts. Just kind of letting the contour do the work for me. I'm just making lines coming down the sides. Just so it has the appearance of texture. And I'll make the top a little more solid. It looks like a lot, looks like too much right now, but we gotta remember all this is gonna get weathered. So a lot of this is gonna be hidden. So it's totally fine if it's rough up here. just gonna make it look even more beat up. Right. Right, I'm happy with that. Okay. Jigswa, what's up, man? How are you this morning, evening, breakfast time, whatever it is for ye. Getting near the end, or getting close to near the end of this guy. I'm just working on the weapons right now. Yeah, getting ready to make a decision on starting the weathering on this axe, or if I want to get the shooter to the same place first. I'm not sure. If you end up watching more of my streams, you'll see that I'm rather indecisive and I don't really have much of a plan when I start. Hey, yeah, man. No, my pleasure. I'm glad to see more orc guys. God knows there's enough Space Marine guys out there, so glad to see you're doing stuff. I see you got a lot of content out in a short amount of time. That's pretty awesome. Took me forever to get as many out as you have already. You can see each one is a little bit better than the one before it, and that's perfect. Just like minis, that's all you can ask for, right? Yeah, so anyway, just get yourself a cheap tripod. But yeah, your videos are looking good, mate. Keep it up. It's a struggle. It's a long, long road, but you got a good start, man. Lockdown, yeah, so you were talking about that, and I think it was what, the showcase video, I think? Got all that done in lockdown. That's pretty impressive. See, in Taiwan, we didn't really have a lockdown because our government was totally, like, incredibly proactive from the very, very beginning, just because we got hit so hard with the first SARS years ago. Government wasn't fucking around. We had our airports have a thermal imagers, anyway, just even during normal times. So anyone that comes off the plane with a fever has to go for examinations before they're allowed entry. And so that was just that by itself was a huge help. And then we had a lot of flight restrictions pretty much immediately, entry bans from a lot of countries pretty much immediately. And the whole thing kind of started out around Lunar New Year, when most of the kids, well, actually all the kids, the schools were on Lunar New Year holiday anyway. So they just extended that by a couple weeks. And we are a mask-wearing society anyway. Taiwan's totally used to that. So getting people to wear masks is not even an issue. So I've been working this whole time. And my girlfriend hasn't, because she works for the airline, and they drastically cut flights, obviously, so she's had a lot of time off lately, but starting to pick back up. That's cool. In UK, it was only make a traveler's quarantine, nothing else has been done. Gotcha. Now every country has their own approach to it, and some have done well, some not so much. But that said, Taiwan's done pretty well. It's a country of 27 million people, and we've only had like 400 or 500 cases. And most of those people live in just a handful of very densely populated cities. So it's actually pretty remarkable. And we're only, 80 miles, so what is that, 150, 160 km from China, southern China. You're only doing that now. Yeah, right on. Well, better late than never, I guess. I mean, it certainly can't hurt anything at this point, right? Okay, so decision time. A couple decisions to make. I need to finally decide on the claws. Do I want to do them like the teeth, or do I want to do them black with the bluish gray highlights? Do I want to do the teeth on the weapon now? Do I want to work on the pistol? I know for sure I'm doing the ammo feed last. Good old British ignorance, hey? I will refrain from comment on that. Only because I'm mostly ignorant to it, so I couldn't rightly comment anyway. But yes, I know I'm doing the ammo feed last. And the lens on the optic is, those two things are definitely last. I don't know, what do you guys think about the claws? Let's take an opinion poll here. Should I do the claws black with the blue-gray highlights, or should I do them like the teeth? I like them both ways. I do them both ways. I'm just not sure what I want on this guy. I'm kind of leaning towards like the teeth, but I'm totally open to the black too. I don't know. What do you guys think? You tell me. So I'll tell you what, in the meantime, I've actually decided I'm going to go ahead and do the teeth on this weapon. I need a little flow aid. Where's my flow aid? Okay. I'm just going to do those now. It doesn't really matter if I do them now or later, so I might as well do them now while I have the paint out. These were gone over with a, I mean, not purposely, but they were gone over with a dry brush, silver dry brush, because I was doing the weapon itself. So this should be pretty easy to cover. Again, it doesn't need to be, I don't need to spend a whole lot of time on it because weathering and rust, we should have at least have a decent base coat on here. I'm going to go with a little bit brighter red than usual. Usually I'll start out with corn red as the base coat, but just gonna start out here with the brighter one, because why not? It's already out. So I'm going to kind of do the face of these first, and then I'll go in and do the edges. Yeah, so this guy's been fun. This was a guy I just built one day. Started going through the bits and found some stuff. Slapped them together. I didn't know what I was gonna. I didn't have any plan for them or anything like that. Just kind of felt like building one day. And, so I rummaged through the bits and threw this guy together. I had been experimenting with this skin color before that, and I liked it. So I thought, well, I'll just start painting this guy with it. And then it sat with his skin done for a long time. He was just sitting there. So I spent so much time on that demolitionist building them, and then I started painting them for a video, and then I just got sick of looking at them, to be completely honest. And so I started finishing this guy, and I thought, yeah, this would be a good model just to do on stream, because I'm not trying to show anything. And I'm just painting it anyway, so if anybody wants to chat, then that's cool. I'm not really trying to show any techniques or anything, any products or anything like that. This guy is just purely for fun. Like I said, I don't need to be super careful with this, but I also don't want to hit the weapon itself. Yeah, so sorry I don't have anything more exciting going on at this point. Just base coats. So you got another video coming up soon, Jigs? What are you working on? that's painting the Orc Demolitionist coming up at some point. I'll finish that up after I finish this guy. And start working on the next Painting 101 video. And I've been just kind of kicking around ideas for that one. Since the first one was about building, preparing and posing and stuff, I'm thinking a good one for the second video would be maybe do like 3 easy skin tones. Like one super easy, one a little bit more involved, and then another one a little bit more involved than that, but still all pretty quick. That's one thing I was thinking about. At some point I'll do another. I have one video about doing leather, but right now I don't want to do any more leather for a while. But I'll probably redo my leather video into the Painting 101 series, just because my video quality has improved since I did that video, and I'm just a little bit better. I'm still not good, but better at making videos in general, so I think I could be a little bit more efficient in how I present that information. And Orks pretty much all have leather straps, so it would fit in with the series. But I'm not going to do that for a while because I spent so many hours on leather on this guy. I have no desire to do any kind of leather anything right now. Everyone underway now. See, I'm uploading the 9th edition review as we speak. Okay, cool. That's just a couple snapshots of today's previews. Ah, gotcha. Okay. Right on. I'm pretty sure I'm probably in the minority of people doing painting videos of people who don't actually play and only paint. I don't have any evidence to support that. It's just a guess. I started out painting when I was a kid, a long time ago, because I needed a model for my D&D character. And as I was looking for models for my D&D character, I saw Orks, and I was instantly a fan, and so I bought a bunch of Orks at that time. This was like 1987, 88. I still have some of those models, both painted and unpainted. But yeah, I was instantly a fan of Orks. And then I took a long break. It wasn't even a break. It was, I just didn't paint. It wasn't intentional, it was just kind of, happened. And then I just started back up again this past year. And this YouTube thing was kind of like, you know, I always thought making some videos would be fun, but I never had any idea of what I could do, what kinds of videos I could make, what kind of channel I could have. And when I started painting again, I thought, oh, you know, that'd be fun, just to, if nothing else, just to have, you know, sort of a document or a diary, if you will, of getting back into painting. And then, you know, maybe if people liked it, hey, then that's, you know, that's just a bonus. I know I'm no maniac, I'm no Goobertown hobbies when it comes to video making, and you know, that was never really my reason for starting. My reason for starting was just because I thought it would be fun. It is fun. So once I'm back home, I'll be able to put out better content. There's better internet and more models to showcase. I don't play either. Oh, you don't play either? Right on. Cool, we're not playing brothers. What's up, brother? I'm not against playing or anything like that. I just don't know. I don't know people here, to be honest, and I certainly don't know any players. We do have a couple GW stores, but they're not super close to me. And I speak Mandarin. I speak Mandarin well enough and understand well enough to, you know, do my daily business and get by in most situations, but it's definitely not good enough to try to play something as involved as you know, probably even Kill Team would be a little bit out of my depth. But every time I do go up to the GW store, there's always people playing on the tables. There's a couple painting tables there too, and there's always guys in there painting. So I know there's people playing here. I just it's kind of a language barrier thing, really. That's really the only reason I don't pursue playing. The only thing like tabletop miniatures, even close to that I do play currently, is zombies. And I kind of tweak the rules to my liking to make it a little less broken. And I actually have right here, I got a pile of zombies that whenever I'm painting something else, I have left paint sitting on the palette, I'll just slap a bit on here and I'm just getting through them. You know, only a couple hundred more to go. I had a long break too, yeah. I had a 30-year break, unfortunately. I wish that wasn't the case, but here we are. Alright, so I need to freshen up this paint. Gotten a little bit dry. So, teeth on this weapon. Looking at the time, it's starting to get pretty late, so I'm probably gonna just finish base coating these and then call it a night. It is what time? Alrighty. 3 o'clock. 3 a.m. for me, so I should probably hit it pretty quick. I'll just finish up this section and then we'll end the stream there. And thanks for everybody who came in and kept me company while I did this. Very nice to meet you, Jigs. I have, actually, you know what, dude? If you plan on continuing making videos, I am part of a group of hobby video makers. Was started by a few guys. Here, let me give you some names on this list if you're interested in getting in on this with us. We do collaborations and stuff like that. We're picking collaborations for the next couple months now. This group was started by Dave at Table Ready Gaming, and we have some really cool guys in here. We have Casey from eBay Miniature Rescues. We have the old Goobs, Goobertown Hobbies. We got Leif at Devs and Dice. Andy from Synerds. We got Heath from Hobby Time in the Murder Basement. We have a lot of guys in here. Trent from Miscast is in here. Alex from 52 Miniatures. Schnitzy Basing. We got Miniac. There's a lot of guys. Hota DG is a cool guy from Spain. Does some cool Spanish language videos. Spud from Chilling Wargamers is in here. A lot of dudes, and it's a great group of guys and girls. And if you're interested in that, holler at me and I can get you an invite. I like the lore and the models more than the game. Yeah, man, I hear you. I kind of feel the same way. I love watching the Lutin channel and listening to all the faction stuff and all the lore, and I like the audiobooks. Not that I've listened to that many, but I do enjoy them. Honestly, I couldn't tell you even the names of the ones I have heard. But yeah, I like it too. Alright, so I don't know how things are where y'all are at, but it is so hot and so humid here. I am originally from the north in the US, and our summers get hot and they get humid, but we always have a cold winter, or almost always have a cold winter, to have a nice break from that kind of weather. Not here. It's hot and it is humid all summer long, and in the winter it is humid. Not so hot, but it's also not cold like Michigan. But yeah, I can't deal with the humidity very well. I'm gonna be honest with you. Summertime in Taiwan is very uncomfortable for me. Very, very uncomfortable. I smell so bad right now. Y'all wouldn't want to be here. And yes, I did take a shower today. But I've been sweating all day long. Okay. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and hit these edges while I'm in here. I'll feel like I got more done that way. Otherwise I'll look at it and go, oh, those edges. So, if I can get this base coat done expediently, might give it a varnish. If not, that's fine. I'll just do it tomorrow. I am fond of this guy, but I do want to be done with him to that point. I think it was all the leather, honestly. If I wouldn't have spent so much time on the leather, I wouldn't be so ready to be done with him. Your best friend now lives in Michigan. Cool. You know what city he's in? He or she? Oh. Almost had an errant stroke. I don't want to mess up that silver. No, he's out west in West Michigan. Well, I'm from Grand Rapids, which is on the west side of the state. It's basically the second biggest city after Detroit. Detroit's definitely the biggest by far. But Detroit is on the east side of the state. Grand Rapids is on the west. That's where I'm from. So I'm assuming you mean he's in West Michigan. Just double check, because like if I hear somebody say out west, I think west in the whole country. So out west to me would be like, you know, out near California or something like that. Oregon, Washington. Nevada. Hell, even Colorado or okay, I think that's pretty much it for those. I'm just gonna hit these faces real quick, like make sure got a nice solid coat on there. The edges I'm not worried about at all. As long as I got color, they're good enough, because they're gonna get beat up at the end anyway. So yeah, man, let me know if you would, Western Michigan, okay, yeah, right on. Floyd Woods, yep, that's my city. Right on, yep, that's where I'm from. So yeah, man, let me know if you would like to join our little Discord. We have some very, very cool and very helpful folks in there. The collaboration videos are fun. Can also help you build subscribers. Everybody's super helpful as far as, you know, anything from painting to 3D printing. Got some guys doing some great 3D modeling in there. Even to, you know, things like helping each other build our channels. As far as tips for making videos, thumbnails, SEO, all that stuff. It's really great. I'm super happy that I got invited to that. So, you know, we're always looking to bring in some new creators. And we're all there to help each other. If that's something you're interested in, definitely let me know and I'll get you an invite. would love to have you. Okay, so those are finished. I'm not going to do a whole lot of highlighting on them. Maybe just a quick edge. That's about it. And that's probably a good place to call it for tonight. So I think we'll do just that. Oh, you know what? I missed a spot where I had masking fluid. Didn't get it off. There we go. Oh, another one. Alright, so yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out with me. Again, I know I've been doing these a lot lately, but I figure why not. You can watch if you want, or not. I'll be painting anyway. So, alright man, do you have an email address on your YouTube page that I can send an invite to? Or, alternately, how would you like me to send you said invite? Actually, I can just look. I can just look. I have internet. Jigswa. Okay. Let's see. You do not have an email address on here. All right, man. Tell you what. You can, if you can, send me an email. My email address is on my page. Or if for some reason, I'm pretty sure it is, but if it's not, my email is just earhawks, that's with a 0, not an O, @gmail.com. You can hit me up and I will get back to you with the invite link. So I'm hoping you're hearing this. Get a hold of me and we'll get you invited in there. It's a super cool group. We're just starting to vote on the next collaboration projects. We do also have a lot of orc guys in there, which is cool. Okay, there's your email. I got you. Okay, cool, man. Right on. I will, as soon as I sign out, I'll send that to you. And yeah, thanks again, everybody. It's always nice to have someone to chat with when you're painting. And anyway, we'll see you guys next time, whenever that may be. So stay safe, stay sane, paint some shit, get some stuff done. I'll see you next time.